Let's get a bit more analysis on this. We're joined in our Pretoria studios by political analyst Dirk Kotze. Prof, good evening to you and thank you very much for your time on the program today. Why has the Northwest struggled so much in recent years with service delivery?
Well, that's one of the problems. It is indeed service delivery. It but it has problems, for example, with water in a town like Brits. It has problems with healthcare at the moment, and I think this is one of the important points that has to be addressed. There is, since the end of February, there's now a strike being waged by members of NIHABU in the healthcare sector. And there's also other forms of the typical service delivery infrastructural issues in most of the towns of the Northwest. I think one part of it is the fact that there's accusations that local government is not well established, it is not capacitated, and it's not well governed. So that is definitely one of the characteristics of the last numbers of years within the Northwest province, that the local government, the quality of local government is not good at all across the board. And there's many explanations for that. One of it is the quality of leadership, especially of local councillors and the mayors. The fact that many of them have become sort of aloof, that they are not in touch with their constituencies, with the communities, that it is seen as more of a political position rather than a public representative's position, and therefore their first priority is not to represent the community but rather to see how it serves their own personal interests. So the problems that we are talking about, which is sometimes even present at national government level, it has filtered down certainly to local government level, but Northwest province particularly suffers from that. And I think what contributes even more to that is the political instability within the governing party, the majority party in the province, the ANC. And we've seen it at least since 2015, of how there's all the time problems with the provincial leadership, and especially within the different regions, or amongst the different regions within the province. It was exemplified with last year's campaign for the national leadership and the election at the national conference. And the fact that in the Northwest, it was in the end the province where many of its branches actually could not send delegates because of their inability to have their local annual meetings and to appoint delegates. So it's indicative or symptomatic of serious internal organizational problems. Because of that, obviously they couldn't establish successful and effective governments.
Many are wondering how to read the President's unexpected return from his UK visit to Mahikeng. How do you read that, Prof?
There's a number of factors. I think the first one is that is the first major incident of demonstrations since his election as national president. He had a honeymoon almost in terms of his reception as the new president. He focused a lot on economic issues now again at the Commonwealth Conference, but he didn't say much about service delivery in general and the quality of government, and especially at local government level. It was always my feeling is that he does not pay enough attention to that, and I think what these events now to some extent draws his attention also away from the economy and to very important other matters of government. At the same time, the fact that the Premier, Cyril Ramaphosa, is such a key factor in these events, the unfolding of these events. First, the fact that the EFF moved for a motion of no confidence before these latest incidents. Then the fact that there is clearly support amongst the ANC members of the provincial legislature for his removal. And the fact that he was associated with the Premier League. All of that, I think, really emphasized the importance of these current events.
Thank you so much for your insight into that story. Political analyst, Professor Dirk Kotze.